All right, Jamie, so we're both creators, both make videos. I think we have a lot in common, but I also think there are a lot of big differences between our channels and our workflows and how we do things.
You don't bury yourself alive for PPR?
It's a little different on my channel. So I got 20 questions for you.
Let's do it.
All right, first one, what's the first app you open on your phone in the morning?
I love how we just jumped right into this. Definitely Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend, but that's what I do.
If you're ever at like a, I don't know, barbershop or in the back of an Uber or something like that, and somebody asks you what you do, how do you answer that question?
Oh, well, if I'm in the back of an Uber, I lie. I just say I work at McDonald's because I don't want them to drop me off at my house and be like, yo, I know where a YouTuber lives.
Right, true. Do you have like, there's usually follow-up questions. Do you ever like say what you do and then have to sort of explain it?
Yeah, so I guess I typically just describe it as I like to give away money while torturing myself and occasionally torturing my friends and then just doing whatever random weird things pop in my head.
That's going to get some follow-up questions.
Yeah.
For sure. I just say I'm a video producer and usually that sort of captures it.
No, you're the video producer that decides what tech everyone in America buys. That's what you are. I mean, you're too humble to say that, but like half the time I watch his videos and I just leave and go buy stuff.
So we're sitting here in part of the semi-deconstructed Squid Game set from the video you did on top of a bunch of money.
You're sitting on about $200,000. We haven't sent it to him yet.
Casual. You said before in a video that you didn't tell your parents when you started making your channel, and then they found it at like 10,000 subscribers or something.
Yep.
Same. I didn't tell my parents about it. They found it. When they did find it, how do they react? And like, what's the difference between then when they found it and now when all this is going on?
Well, my mom was like, oh my gosh, she's not crazy. Because she would always think I was just talking to random people in my room or just like talking to myself when I was like recording videos.
Same.
So she kind of had a hunch. And then she's like, but why? And she's like, your grades suck. Can we like spend more time on school and less on videos? And I was like, no, I want to spend less time on school and more time on videos. So my mom just wanted what was best for me, but it was pretty brutal at the start because I was doing bad in school and I literally would just stay up all night making YouTube videos. But then I think there was a moment where we did a brand deal that was basically more than her entire salary. And that was kind of when it switched and she was like, you know what? You keep doing that. You actually, how about, can I join you? And I'm like, yeah, Mom, come join us. Now she loves it, obviously. You know, not because she's money hungry. She just didn't want me to end up, working at a fast food restaurant, which, I mean, if this didn't work out, I don't know what else I would have ended up doing.
Was the money comfy, sitting on 200 grand?
I've never sat on 200 grand, so I didn't have like a
Here, put your feet over there. Now you'll be on
barometer
400 grand. Okay, 400 grand. Is that more comfy?
That is more comfy. Yeah.
Don't rob us, we have security.
Yeah. Okay, so you've counted to 100,000.
Yes.
You said PewDiePie 100,000 times?
I did, and Logan Paul 100,000 times.
You completed a mile in the world's largest shoes.
Yep.
What's the hardest challenge you've ever done, physically speaking?
The hardest challenge? Surprisingly, none of those. Is actually when I buried myself alive. I buried myself alive for 50 hours. I'm sure footage on screen. It was brutal because, I'll be honest, coffins aren't comfortable and my back was hurting. And like 30 hours in, I was like, I almost got out. Like even just thinking about it makes me almost tear up. It was so painful on my back.
I feel like you should collaborate with David Blaine at some point because all of his stunts are somewhere on the borderline of like, how much can you actually physically tolerate?
Yeah.
And that spectacle is just as fun.
Weirdly enough, when I did that, we were in contact and then since then we haven't talked. But David, if you see this, please, let's do something.
Okay, so if you had to guess, how many cameras are on the entire campus for all of the channels and everything that you run? Ballpark, you have to put in a number.
Well, so there's videos like Last Take Hand Off Lamborghini where we put 50 people's hands on a Lamborghini. And in that video, we had to get like 50 of these so we could zoom in and monitor every hand. And then if you turn the camera, there's videos where we do hide and seek, sometimes with dozens of people, and so they each need a handheld. And then other videos, we need like 50 GoPros. I mean, we're probably up to like 250, 300 cameras. But
I was going to guess it was higher. I was going to guess like 5.
I'm trying to be conservative, but yeah, it's crazy. But it's not like we're just buying them to buy them. It's just like certain videos literally need like 50 to 60 cameras of certain types. We just buy cameras and they sit here, and then when we need them, we just grab them.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I personally don't like super high quality cameras. I prefer it to look a little more amateur. So I've been using like these G7Xs and like average stuff for like a very long time.
24 or 30 FPS.
30.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. 24 is like your career's fading. Like you're trying to get into movies and some of that. That never works. Kidding. I hope you don't do 24.
I do 30.
Okay.
Okay, so I read somewhere, I think you said you've gone through a dictionary and would just like pick random words to see if you can find good video ideas in there.
It works actually better than you would think.
You still do that?
Yeah. So basically, it's not just a dictionary. It's you want to take in inspiration and then see what pops in your head. So say a random word. Any word. Something you don't think I will think you're going to say.
Mannequins.
Okay, well, there's mannequins behind us. Okay. So can a million mannequins stop a car? Can 10,000 mannequins stop a tank, right? Or what happened? I hate to make them all the same, but what if you put a million mannequins on train tracks and try to hit it with the train? What happens?
That seems like something you could pull off. The hard part is like what makes it a good, like compelling video, because people will be curious, but what makes it really good is a challenge.
Well, and that's the thing. But the point is you take in random inspiration, you see what pops in your head, you write them down, and then usually 1 out of every 100 is good. And so that's why I like to flip to the dictionary.
All right, so you know how Spotify does that Wrapped thing every year where they'll show you like all the artists and playlists you listen to the most?
Yeah.
If YouTube did a Wrapped for you,
oh gosh,
who would be the most viewed channels that you watch?
Marquez Brownlee.
Marquez Brown.
Oh, that's nice, but who else?
No. I'm gonna need like 10 seconds to think.
Take your time. You have to build your own Wrapped. This is something I think they should actually do, by the way.
Agreed. I mean, it's obvious. I don't know why they don't. YouTube, you're screwing up. I mean, 90% of people watching this won't even know these channels, but I love Windover Production, Polymatter, like people that just make videos like, it sounds dumb, but like why global shipping is easier than manufacturing domestically, or like things like that, or like,
that sort of edu-splainer type video.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Mark Rover, Veritasium. I love learning things because it's, anyways, I'm not helping myself here, but I don't like when I spend a couple hours on YouTube and I don't really walk away with much. So I try to like really watch and click on videos that teach me stuff. So when I do go on YouTube, it's like all videos that I learn.
All right, so I remember when the first YouTube channel hit 1 million subscribers.
Fred, right?
It was a huge deal. It was Fred. I was going to ask if you knew, but of course you knew.
Yeah.
And then I remember the first one to hit 10 million.
I don't know that one. Ray William Johnson?
Smosh.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
10 million. And then, obviously, PewDiePie got to 100 million, and it's this crazy scale, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You've said before your goal is to hit 100 million subscribers.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a pretty good shot at making that happen.
I mean, we're basically there, yeah.
We're on the way. How do you set goals for yourself as a creator, for your channel?
Yeah.
Assuming you do hit 100 million, do you set another goal? What is that goal?
I got it. I love this question. So back in the day, my goals used to be very subscriber-based or view-based. But one thing I've learned, and I think you've probably learned this as well, is like, everything you want as a YouTube creator, every freaking goal you want to hit, whether it be subscribers, you want to hit 1 million or 10 million or whatever, will come if you just make the best videos possible. And so my goal, and this is what it will be till the day I die, is to make the best YouTube videos possible. And so if my hypothetical goal was 300 million subscribers in 10 years, that will happen if I just make the best videos possible. If my goal is to get 50 million views a video, that will happen if I just make the best video. Whatever it is, just focus on making the best videos possible, and all these other vanity, arbitrary metrics will just fall into play. I don't mean that in an arrogant way, but that's just kind of like the mindset you have to have. Like, go hard and believe in yourself,
Okay, so you've had a lot of interesting ideas for videos.
Yes.
I wonder how many of them, you've probably said this before, but how many of them do you scrap after you started them and before they're done?
Oh gosh. So probably 1 out of every 4 videos we end up getting scrapped because, like, I'll give you an example, right? Climbing a wall with plungers seems like a cool idea.
Yeah.
And then you get hundreds of plungers, you get the strongest plungers in the world, you hire engineers, and you realize you can't climb a wall with plungers. Okay. And so then it gets scrapped. Or, we made the world's largest cookie and we were gonna try to eat it. But then, you get in the weeds and you're like, wait a minute, eating that much sugar is probably not good for you. Yeah, and so then it's like, kill it. And so it's one of those things where, I'm 23, I haven't done a lot of these things. And so while I'm doing it, I learn stuff and I'm like, oh, it's not what I thought.
Okay, this is a quick one. Why do you have the world's largest iPhone and I don't?
I don't know, I just saw it on eBay. It looked cool.
Does it work? Oh,
it does, it works.
It works.
I'm so glad this isn't my town. I thought you just doxed me. Comment down below if you think he should switch his normal phone to the world's largest iPhone for a month and vlog it. I think that would be such a good video.
A month. Give me a week. I'll do a week.
2 weeks, take it or leave it. Right if he doesn't.
So here's one. How do you decide what to say yes to? Because at a certain point, you have the ability, if you want, to pick up the phone and make any video you want happen. I mean, there's sets being built for the most insane ideas I've ever seen.
Yeah.
How do you decide? Because most of it is no's, right? How do you decide on the yes?
Yeah. Well, so video specifically, it's pretty simple. What makes the best video possible? I mean, like I hate to keep coming back to this point, but that's all that matters. What makes the best video possible? What will people enjoy the most? What's something original, unique, blah blah blah, you know, that they've never seen before, and that's kind of really it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, like, it's not money. I don't care to make money. I literally, look at this. You think this is profitable on a YouTube channel? It's not money. It's not really time or effort. It's really just whatever's the best video. That's what I want to do.
Fair enough.
And I think as long as that's your standard, like, everything else just falls into place as a YouTuber.
So I feel like the Squid Games video was sort of a long time in the making, or almost like a master.
Which, by the way, if you hear background noise, it's because they're tearing down the sets of Squid Game. So
we're literally in the middle of it right now.
I know. We're in one of the Squid Game rooms as they're tearing down the other ones.
I wanted to move around. It's my fault. But do you have a new Grail video that you want to make?
I do.
Some like super high-end production that you've been dreaming of making that you can't wait to
get. So I want to take everything I learned from Squid Game and apply it to this other idea, but if I told you, I legit would have to kill you.
Okay, tell me and I'll bleep it out. Yep.
Okay, so basically, I want to do if you win.
Instant viral hit, no question.
Do you think it could be bigger than Squid Game, though? I think it could.
Yeah, it depends on when you do it, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take like 6 months.
Yeah, bet.
Okay. Make sure he blurs that.
It's going to be a really long bleep. All right, I'm a reviewer, but I got to ask you for a little review. Can you review YouTube? Give me a rating of the whole platform on a scale from 1 to 10.
I mean, I'm incredibly biased. 100 out of 10 because it changed my life and gave me everything I ever wanted.
Well, see, that's dangerous because YouTube needs a little bit of competition, needs a little bit of like reason to get
I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I think things are fine.
YouTube gets rid of the dislike counter on all videos.
Yeah.
They make decisions sometimes that are a little bit head scratchers. Do you feel like, well, first of all, what do you think of the dislike counter disappearing?
See, that's where it's one of those things where I don't know if there's a right answer, because I do know that people were, you know, targeting certain groups of people or races of people and bombing them with dislikes or using it to abuse people, and there were services where you could buy a bunch. So in a way, it was being used to silence people and harassment, but there are also good ways. It's a good signal to show a video's crappy or there's misinformation. And so I don't know. I lean towards, I think dislikes aren't that good overall, but I also see why they had to get rid of it, because, you know, it's one of those tough things where I think no matter what, there's not really a right answer.
Here's one. What do you miss about old YouTube?
Old YouTube.
There's a lot of relics, a lot of old throwbacks and stuff.
I do miss that back in the day you could be a little bit more edgier. I do. Yeah, I think like, you know, it would be cool to see someone see if like, I don't know, like a million Legos could like stop a bear from the cow or something like that. Like, whereas I feel like videos like that aren't necessarily bad, but just because it has a gun, like I don't feel like
the times have changed. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
I kind of, there's also like UI things. Like I look at a screenshot of old YouTube and I immediately like think of the videos I was watching back then. I don't know if you have that like, oh, this was the era of the Ray William Johnsons.
Same, yeah. Hey, Ray William Johnson, Call of Duty commentaries, like Woody's Gamer Tag and all those guys. We're running out of places.
We're in front of a dumpster.
Yeah, for this next one, we're joined by this dumpster here.
So there's a lot of space inside and outside for a lot of people working on a lot of different things.
Yep.
How many people are on the team currently? Do you have to ballpark something like that?
I mean, that's top secret information. Okay. We'll just say that it's been going up quite a bit. I mean, obviously we went from videos back in the day where it was just me and Chris and we would just react to stuff to now, you know, with Squid Game, we had to build 8 full Hollywood level production sets. And I mean, on that video alone, we probably had 300 different people working on it. Like at least 150 just contractors alone building stuff, you know, 20 editors, 20 plus camera people, stuff like that. So, I mean, they're getting pretty huge.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
But thankfully, we have this dumpster to film in front of.
All right, in 30 seconds or less, we've had Team Trees.
Yes.
It was an incredible success.
Yes.
It's still going. Why should the internet care about Team C's?
Well, I mean, if you care about the ocean, you should care about Team Seas, because basically for every dollar we raise, the Ocean Conservancy and the Ocean Cleanup have agreed to remove 1 pound of trash or plastic from the ocean, and we're trying to remove 30 million pounds of trash or plastic from the ocean before the end of the year. And I know I sound like a salesman, but like, I mean, I don't know, why would you not care?
It's a pretty great pitch though.
Yeah, exactly. But also at the same time, like, it's not the end all be all. It's not gonna fix all our issues. I think it's just a way to show that, you know, the younger generation cares and we wanna make a change, and like, you know, these little things add up, right? Yes, this one thing might not make, you know, make a huge dent, but if 100 of them happen and inspires people to build new technology or to use, you know, metal, whatever, water bottles and stuff, plastic water bottles, it all adds up. So it's really just about, you know, making a little dent and inspiring the younger generation to do good.
Perfect. It's not necessarily about the 30 million pounds, it's about the inspiration,
Exactly.
It's about the positive net influence of people coming together and demonstrating something powerful, so.
Yep. And just showing that people care, honestly.
Yeah. Honest thoughts on YouTube Rewind. Should they bring it back?
No,
is it retired forever?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Rewind?
Definitely retired forever.
Okay.
They should not bring it back. The thing is, YouTube's massive, right? Like, there's a giant community that speaks Spanish, there's a giant community, and even like Southeast Asia, and like there's so many different communities on YouTube that you have never heard of. None of them have ever heard of, because we speak English, we don't speak their language. Like, I think back in the day, it was perfect, because it was, there, you know, when Smosh hit 10 million, there wasn't many channels with 10 million, and it was a different era, but I think YouTube's gotten so ginormous that it is impossible, and I think you should do a rewind for tech. I think whatever, like someone in the beauty community should do a rewind for the beauty community, and I think like that's what should happen. It should definitely just get passed down to the creators to represent their own communities, because they know it better than anyone.
All right, Jimmy, last question.
Oh boy.
What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
The best advice? Mm-hmm. He just hit me. I thought we were gonna switch places. I think one thing that I like that helped me is you're crazy until you're successful, then you're a genius. And I think for a lot of people, when you know you're grinding as a small channel, people think you're too obsessed, you're a weirdo, stop only making videos, like get a life, be realistic. You know, I mean, people will convince you you're out of your mind for wanting to do this, but then once you're successful, they're like, yo, your drive, your tenacity was great. But it's like, yeah, well, where was that back then? You know what I mean? I didn't get that when I was a small channel, and so I think you're crazy until you're successful, then you're a genius.
I'm with it. Keep it up. If you're a creator watching this, which I feel like there's gonna be some of them out there, like if you want to take any inspiration from this video, that's kind of part of it. Number one, make videos that you'd want to watch. That's for me. Number two, make the best videos you possibly can.
Amen.
Eventually, that's a great thing to aspire to anyway. And then keep at it.
Agreed.
Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later.
Can we do this?
Peace.
Oh, I beat him.
Dang.